How much is Dort affecting our winning and losing? Is it
100%?
Why is it that we don't appreciate him enough until he's gone?
This is why I get so frustrated with the bullshit, the fuckers, whatever you want to call them in the Oklahoma City Thunder media. What they are always doing is trying to devalue Dort. Like, we'll take Dort for this, we'll take Dort for that. The second I hear it from another podcast, I turn them off and I'm like, you asshole. When you start understanding the value of Dort is when he's been taken away from you. He is the heart to this team, and when you take the heart out of this team, it is difficult to play with, and you can't replace it.
Yo, we got a big surprise coming for you guys. We're so excited you're joining us. It's not coming yet, though. Hold your horses, everybody. But we got some new beats on the way. Stay tuned, baby. It's going to blow your fucking mind. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're pumped up. Pumped the fuck up. SGA, All-Star, J-Dub, and Josh Giddey going to be in the Rising Stars game. We have a lot to look forward to with All-Star Weekend. But before we even get there, we got this big game against the Lakers coming up. But before we get there, we've got 2 revenge games coming up on the schedule. So this is a fucking great time to be a Thunder fan.
Yeah, man, I cannot say enough after this loss against the Rockets, and I know how these guys are feeling right now. I get it. When you lose to a team like this, you're going to come out ready to play, and we're going to see what type of team this Thunder team is tomorrow night. I'm excited about it. If you look at it, Kings loss, Nuggets win, Hawks loss, Cavaliers win, Warriors loss, Rockets loss. Like, this has been a tough stretch for this team, but It's okay because, you know, this team's going to bounce back and we're going to be just fine.
So we want to go Rockets win, Warriors win, Lakers win, 3 in a row. What's it going to take to get the Rockets win? What do we need to do different than the last game?
Well, I think what we need to do different last game is just get the ball to bounce in our favor. I mean, that's as simple as possible. Like, we can sit there and point the finger.
How can we make it bounce in our favor, bro? Because it felt like there were too many.
Eason's not going to go off for like 15 offensive rebounds and 16 or 26 points or whatever it was. He's not going to do that again. All right, that was a once in a generational moment for him. Here's the thing that we're going to see tomorrow night is that this team isn't going to take the shots for granted. They're not going to take the rebounds for granted. We had so many offensive rebounds last game. I'm not worried about this game. For whatever reason,
I am.
I felt a little worried about the game going into the Rockets this last time. I acted big and I felt like it was going to be a big blowout. But the reality is that anytime that you play against the Rockets, right? It's always going to be something that we're looking at. And for me, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, why do I think that this team is going to do better? Well, first, we're at home, right, Mark? Second, we're rested, okay? The last game that we played against the Warriors, all right, and then we went and played against the Rockets. It was a lot going on in that time period. We were tired, and it showed that we were tired by the way we played, because sometimes those, plays that come down to, like, hustle plays, right? They don't go your way. The bounce doesn't go your way. It's a lot of it's just because you're tired and you don't have that extra step that you need in it. So that's what I felt like last game was we just didn't have what it took, you know? Also during this, I want to say congratulations to Shea. Last night we saw that he was not voted in, but whatever brought
selected to the reserves, bro. All-star reserves.
To the reserves. So I was pretty excited to be able to see a live video of that, and his girlfriend sitting on the couch celebrating that. I'm so happy for him. I really am, because there were so many people last year in the media that were saying that Shea would never get to be the All-Star game because no matter how good his game got, he was just going to be in Oklahoma City, and that just is not good enough. So, man, it makes me so proud that Shea is, proving them wrong in less than 12 months. It's truly spectacular.
Yeah, it is, and obviously, we want to talk a little bit more about the Rockets game, but then we'll move on to the Warriors game and the Lakers. But the Rockets game, Giddey put up 28 and 8. So 20 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds.
He loves playing against the Rockets, bro.
I mean, 1 steal, 1 block on top of that. And like 20 points almost seems like a regular occurrence for him, or like he's right at 16, 18, 20, like every single night. So I'm expecting a big breakout game. We asked everybody when they thought that the next Giddey triple-double would come, and most people thought it was going to come up against the Rockets. So we got another shot at that, and we're hoping to see that And also Trey Mann had a really good game. Really felt like he was balling.
He took over for a while.
Both ends. Yeah, we needed him out there, and I'm
had
excited about what he's bringing.
He had like a possession where he got a layup, got a steal, and hit a three, and then hit another three. Like it was like he had like 8 points in a row, and during that all the time he had a steal inside of that. He had this, he had that. Like, man, I was beyond impressed because we've talked about it. We wanted to see Trey Mann step up. And although we didn't get the loss, we saw Trey Mann step up, and that was something we needed to see because he hasn't gotten a lot of burn time recently, and this needs to happen for him.
Yeah, if he plays like that, then he's going to keep playing, and it's not just about knocking down the shot, but yeah, that definitely helps. So let's talk about the Warriors game. What do we need to do to beat the Warriors?
Again, I just think that watching the Warriors game, we played well offensively, but we did not play well defensively in that first quarter. That's where it came down to, bro. I mean, we can say anything about the rest of the game, but the difference was that first quarter and giving up 38 points and only scoring 20. You know, like that was the difference in the game. So what we needed to do different, we need to come out ready to play. We need to come out, on point right away and not take anything for granted. And I think if we come out and play hard right away, Warriors won't be able to stay with us in the fourth quarter.
All right, man. So now we're at the Lakers.
What about you?
Bro.
What do you feel about that Warriors?
Oh, the Warriors, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. Coach said it right. We felt like there was a boogeyman out there, and in the end, we were so afraid of them shooting the three that we gave up layups, and we got to defend the paint first. And, like, I don't know, there's a lot of commonalities between the Rockets and the Warriors games. So, just like you said, the rough start, and we've overcome that a couple times this season, and we got used to having really, really quick starts. And so, it's just a, kind of 2 step forward, 1 step backwards. And it can feel like that 1 step backwards is a big deal.
Sure.
But we need to focus on how far we've come. Now, feels like a lot of people have started paying attention to the Thunder when they got into that play-in game race. And now a lot of people are getting frustrated that they're not winning. And I understand the frustration. But
dude, we knew that we talked about this a couple podcasts ago where we were going to have a slump, and then we were going to fall out of that. Not fall out, but like we're only like a game out of that play-in spot right now. So we're going to fall back a little bit. This is part of having a young team out there, Like, I want to go back. You asked me about the Lakers, and I want to, finish that sentence for you and throw it right back at you. Is our team is ready for a big spotlight. LeBron James is 63 points away from breaking the record, right, guys? All the stars, all the football, Shannon Sharp, all these guys, they're buying tickets to the Lakers versus the Thunder. The spotlight's never been bigger, okay? LeBron James, if he has an opportunity to break the record, we're going to see it in this game, okay, guys? And if he breaks the record in this game, there's never going to be a spotlight bigger than this, except for when you're at the finals. And I think that's the thing about this team is we're going to see what this team's truly made of if LeBron has an opportunity to break it, because we might give him the record, but we might take the game. And if we're able to do that, bro, that's next level. So for me, I'm watching this and
it's going to be
I'm getting excited about this Lakers.
Be on TNT, which is good because last time we were on TNT, we didn't really get the A team, and we really didn't get out there and have the type of game we should have had because the rest affected us. We know 40 for 40 from the free throw line. We lost by 1 point. Now, here we are. We want to take this game. We don't want to just be there to watch him get the record. Yeah, let him have the record, but win the game. It's going to be tough, though. It's going to be an incredibly difficult experience. But if we can get through the Rockets, the Warriors, and the Lakers, go 3-0, bro, we're back to 500, right? I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying right now is if we have an opportunity to go 500 by winning these next 3 games, we're sitting very good because then we have Portland, Pelicans, Houston again, Utah, Phoenix, Sacramento for the rest of the month. That's it. If we can get this 3-0, it doesn't matter what happens the rest of the month. Like we can just, get, as I say, we're not healthy. We don't have Dort out there, but we got to get to that All-Star. We got to get to that All-Star break with at least being 500 from this point to the All-Star break because we can get Dort back for that push for the playoffs. It's over. Like we're missing Dort. That's why this team isn't playing, like we watched in the Golden State game, that first quarter? Who were you missing?
I can't remember right now. Dort.
It has to be Dort.
It's got to be Dort. So that's my question for you, bro. Here's my question. How much is Dort affecting our winning and losing? Is it
100%?
So here's the question. Why is it that we don't appreciate him enough until he's gone?
Well, this is what we've been taught. Okay. All right, I got to be chilled out about this, guys.
No, don't be chill.
You can just. I don't want to be too intense about this. This is why I get so frustrated with the
bullshit,
the fuckers, whatever you want to call them, in the Oklahoma City Thunder media, the Oklahoma City Thunder podcast. I get really upset with them because what they are always doing is trying to devalue Dort. Like, we'll take Dort for this, we'll take Dort for that. I hate it when I see this. It's one of my pet peeves. The second I hear it, and I listen to other podcasts in the Oklahoma City Thunder community, the second I hear it from another podcast, I turn them off, and I'm like, you asshole.
Right.
Because, like, the point is that nobody understands the value of Dort, okay? And when you start understanding the value of Dort is when he's been taken away from you. And not only that, but who signs a team-friendly contract like Dort did, knowing that he could get $100 million out in the open market? Okay? He did this because he's fucking loyal, guys. That's it. You know, like, you don't trade somebody like this. He is a building block to the future. He might not start for the rest of his career for the Thunder, but guess what? He's always going to be there because we need a guy like Dort. He is the heart to this team, and when you take the heart out of this team, it is difficult to play with, and you can't replace it. Kenny Hustle is the same way. You take Kenny Hustle out of this team, and it's hard to replace somebody like that. But Dort, he's the heart of the starting team. And when you take that away, it's going to hurt.
There were, like you said, the first quarter, there are times we obviously missed Dort, right? Not just defensively, but definitely there. But also his willingness to shoot. And when we were finding, difficulty getting to the basket and getting open shots. I know not everybody likes his shots, but he forces defenses to react, right? Okay.
He opens the floor.
We can agree with that. Now, the other time I noticed I missed him a lot was in the fourth quarters of these games, where we're like making this run and we can't get stops. And there were always these possessions where Dort gets an extra possession for us right when we need it by drawing a charge. A steal,
charge,
a great
offensive rebound.
Right. I mean, you tell me, who else would you want to be defending one of the elite guards at the end of a game?
Okay. All right. That's a great question. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I want to expand that even further because there is nobody I would rather guard somebody late or have somebody guarding an elite player late in games. Like, how many elite centers do we have in this league?
I mean,
2,
I would say
3,
4.
Okay, all right. We have a few.
I'm exaggerating, probably.
So let's just say there's 4 players.
Jokic and Embiid, those are MVP candidates, and maybe a couple more.
Okay, all right. So we've got a bunch. We've got a bunch of hybrids too. But here's the thing, though. If you're under 6'10", right? So small forwards, power forwards. I mean, they're all on the board. I mean, I would even say 6'10", Dort can guard. There's nobody in the NBA that can guard forward to point guard, okay, and shut him down. There's nobody. I mean, you could say Dylan Brooks is pretty good at that. Okay, we saw last night what happens when Dylan Brooks gets a little bit too fired up, right? Okay, he's going to be gone for multiple games. Do you want that type of attitude in your locker room? Oh, fuck no.
Actually,
what we need.
I like Dylan Brooks.
So you like that Patrick Beverley type mentality?
I wouldn't say he's that far, but I would say, I would say he walks an edge,
okay.
and I would say that.
But that's not what this team is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like we like if Shea got punched in the nuts last night, right? Let's just say I'm saying Shea because it's equivalent to Donovan Mitchell being punched in the nuts, right? If Shea gets punched in the nuts, Shea doesn't throw the ball at the guy's head. Shea doesn't charge the guy, right? Shea lets the refs take care of it. So what happens?
I don't know. Everybody acts differently when they get punched in the nuts. I mean, I can't guarantee I know Shea like exactly how he's going to act if that happens. But I'll tell you what, like Steven Adams, like he took a couple of nut hits, like and he just like stood in there for it. And I think when I think about Adams and I think about Dort, I think about a similarity of let the other team lose a player because of their reaction. Like the classic Grizzlies game where Adams took a punch by Zach Randolph.
Yeah.
And he got ejected for Game 7, I think, and or he was out 6 and 7
and
because
Draymond
of that.
Green's dick punch or kick or whatever it was.
Draymond got in very little trouble for that, but it could have been, a serious thing. But he then remember in the finals he touched the Kings' jewels, and then it got, he got ejected for another game. But here's the deal. All right, my deal is Dort is the type of player that will take the hit and try to get the other team's player ejected instead of say like, hey, you did that. I don't care if I get ejected. Like that's a Steven Adams type move. Yeah. Right? It's a jiu-jitsu kind of like use the other player's momentum against them.
That's what we need. Listen, if we have a full team of those guys that are willing to do what it takes, and listen, we're going to have guys listen, I'm telling you right now, and I want everybody to understand this, okay? If there's ever a fight on the floor, my money's on Bazley. My money's on Bazley stepping up and doing what it takes to protect these guys. Period. Making it so Shea doesn't have to go and get suspended. Making so that these other guys. Bazley is the fucking man, guys. All right? So that's where I'm at right now. And I don't think that this is ever going to escalate to that point because the few times I've seen it escalating and getting really, really intense, I've watched Coach D call timeout and get a hold of the guys. Get them refocused. And that is something that's incredibly rare to be able to recognize and see that. And, I want to say it was Coach Woods last year. Maybe it was Coach Bliss. Anyways, when he would go whisper in Coach D's ear and I would see the intensity building up and Coach D would call timeout. He has the coaching staff that recognizes these moments. Even if Coach D's in the moment and can't recognize it, he has other guys to do so. So I'm seeing this and I'm recognizing it, like they're teaching how to have an attitude in the NBA. And it sucks that we're not getting the calls right now because we're respecting the refs so well, and we're just not getting the calls. We went live last game and we've talked about going live again tomorrow night, which I think we are, and before the game. So, it's the whole idea of, what we're trying to do is we're trying to stay there and talk about the game, what's happening. And I got stuck about the refs, man, because it was so often and it was so bad. It just frustrated me. And then that's why I was like, I'm not going to talk about the refs when you said, what does this team have to do different? It was like, we just have to play better. Yeah. We just have to hustle more because you got to take the refs out of the equation completely. And sometimes I forget about that.
We do. You have to control the things you can control. And
bam.
If you were on YouTube live streaming with us, you heard how many times we said, fuck the refs. And we totally meant it. But at the same time, we like to approach things kind of like the team, which is with a 0-0 mindset. And there's something you can learn from it. And if all you learn is fuck the refs, to me, there's a lesson in this game. There's more than one, but we can always find one thing to improve. There's a lesson in the Warriors game, and we get to execute those games back-to-back coming up. We get an opportunity at LeBron James' record-setting game. We'll see if that happens. I think he's, 62 points away? Right, Dave?
63.
63. Okay, so, and he's got...
Hold on, I'm pulling up how many games.
We're 2 games away, so we'll be the second game. If he goes out there and puts up 32 2 times, then...
He plays so well against the Pelicans, too. I just want to let you guys know, Pelicans is one of those games that I wouldn't be surprised if he pops off for 40. I just wouldn't, because he's got 2 games at home. He's got Milwaukee Bucks and the Oklahoma City Thunder, okay?
Right. So if he has a big game against the Pelicans, he can basically just take it easy and get in at home in front of the Lakers fans.
And then have his February 9th as being the true, ceremony, you know what I'm saying? You broke the record, here you go. Everybody stops, everybody, claps, whatever, against the Thunder. And then against the Milwaukee Bucks, that's when, everything pops off.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, why not?
All right. So
2 home games. It just seems right, man.
We're going to do our best.
I've been calling it since November or September, whenever it was that the schedule came out.
If you guys want to join us for the live stream, it's going to be late, but it's history. Yeah, history against the Thunder. I honestly would just watch the replay if it was against any other team, but Like,
this is different, man. This is special. Like, think about this, guys. This record has held up for my entire life. You know, like more than my entire life. I mean, if that even says anything about that, like the concept of somebody being able to break this after Michael Jordan's come through and all these other greats, Karl Malone, who had an opportunity, like nobody has been able to do this. And LeBron doesn't like have like signs of slowing down. That's the most impressive thing. Is what's happening is like it could be another, I don't know, 80 years before this record's broken again. And if you think about that, like that's why it's important that you guys turn it on and try to find a way to watch it, because there's never going to be an opportunity in our lifetime for us to see that broken. Just, it's not.
So join us for that, and join us after the game. In the meantime, if you want to hear what we have to say about the Oklahoma City current 300 monster, watch our last video. We appreciate you guys. We love you. We will see you soon. Thunder up, everybody.
Peace out.